Well, hey guys, Bob Bannister with you from Rock is Not Dead Australia and CGCM Rock Radio with another edition of Rock Talk. Why don't you do us a favor? Click those like, share, and subscribe buttons. Help us out and keep in the know with all things Rock Talk and Rock is Not Dead Australia. It helps us out and it helps you out as well. And also, you could leave us a comment if there's somebody you'd like us to try and get an interview with. This time around on Rock Talk, sat down with Robbi Zana from the band Shadowqueen. They've got a brand new single out. It's called Won't Give Up, and it is just a stunner. I got to tell you that much. And it was such a fun interview. It was one of those chats where you start talking and the subjects go off in about a million different directions, and you just have a whole lot of fun. And next thing you know, it's done, and you're like, wait, I want more. But that just means that we're going to have to catch up with Robbi again another time on another edition of Rock Talk. So what do you say we step inside the studio and sit down and have a chat with Robbi Zana from the band Shadowqueen on this edition of Rock Talk with CGCM Rock Radio and Rock is Not Dead Australia. And as promised, we are joined by Robbi from the band Shadowqueen from Australia. Boy, oh boy, so great to have you on Rock Talk on CGCM Rock Radio and in partnership with Rock is Not Dead Australia. How you doing, my friend?
Thank you for having me on. This is great. Thanks, Bob.
You're quite welcome. So tell us, for our Canadian listeners who may not be as familiar with Shadowqueen, what is the story of the band?
The story. Wow. The story is we're a three-piece cool rock band. Um, we're inspired by a lot of other three-piece bands too. Uh, Obviously, we're very eclectic with our inspirations. We got together quite a while ago. It was Simon and myself first. So Cy Hopman is the guitarist.
Hmm.
He and I kind of originated it together. It wasn't called Shadowqueen back then, or, debating what name it could be. The name only came about when Alex joined us, which is the drummer, Alex Deegan.
Hmm.
Super duper amazing, technical, but massive feel drummer. um, and yeah, we love our rock, we love our riffs, and we love writing. So I think it's pretty difficult finding a group of people that you connect with,
Hmm.
and we've been pretty blessed, that the three of us came together and we love writing with each other. And yes, it's bloody difficult trying to decide, no, we can't have that because one person just doesn't like that riff, so we just have to scrap it. And we're like, I'm spewing, but it's okay. It's a three-way conversation and communication, and we get there eventually after throwing a lot of fish in the basket. So,
So is that what your creative process is like? Somebody will bring like a riff or an idea to the table, and then everybody just kind of chimes in?
yeah, look, we've done it many different ways. The first album was a little bit more structured, um, and and let me tell you, during the recording process, we still threw things out in the process and still chopped and changed. And what a lovely experience it is recording. Like that's probably one of our favorite things to do as a band together is to record and create. But yeah, the way that we do it is sometimes just get into the rehearsal room and jam,
Hmm.
which is awesome. I don't always have the lyrics ready then, but that's okay. Sometimes melodies come straight away. Sometimes it's just music, and vice versa. Sometimes it's a melody and lyric first, and then a
Hmm.
chord progression and riffs. We do love our riffs, if you haven't noticed. So
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the greatest part about being a creative person. Like I experience that even in radio and working with my counterparts in radio and whatnot. It's that whole back and forth of you do this, I'll do this, and we'll throw everything in together. And yeah.
uh, and sometimes if you try and give an idea, uh, you don't want to, pre-record fake drums or whatever it is, and
Right.
because you don't want someone else to have that perception of like, yeah, that's what I want. Alex brings so much to the table as a drummer. Sorry, but there's a lot of drummers that don't. He's very creative. So, um, yeah, we just love hearing our individual ideas come in and blend together.
Hmm.
Yeah. Mm.
So who would you say you draw your influences from, Robbie?
Ooh, very eclectic. So I'm classically trained
Oh,
as a
wow.
pianist. So yeah, I started as a little girl on classical piano. So I didn't really jump onto bass until later years. In fact, just before Shadowqueen,
Oh, wow.
we were trying to audition bass players. Um, I recorded the bass on the first album, and we were auditioning bass players. We even went out there and gigged a couple of times with different bass players, and um, yeah, Alex and Simon just said, "Oh, come on, you do a great job on, on the bass. Just do it." And they said, "How many chicks are playing bass, and how many people get to sing and play bass at the same time with some of
Susie
those riffs?" And
Quattro.
I'm like going, "Yes, exactly, Susie Quattro." What a great influence. But yeah, inspirations. Let's see, vocally or musically.
It
Ah,
doesn't matter.
ooh, that's tough. Um, So I love everything from old school like Led Zeppelin
Hmm.
to um okay, Chris Cornell like vocally,
Oh, yes.
with all of his textures, um, vocally is just beautiful. So yeah, Soundgarden is probably a really cool favorite of mine.
It's
Um,
interesting you mentioned that just before we jumped on here. I was actually listening to his Euphoria morning LP. That is just so
yes,
good.
yes, yes. But can I also say I love Sting, like Police? Oh,
Oh yeah.
again, three piece,
Yes.
um, vocalist and bass player. Like, yeah, Sting is amazing. Like, if I could have an interview and have a meeting or be able to write a song with anyone that inspires me, I'd be like going, it's gonna be Sting. Or Giddy Lee from Rush. Sorry,
Hey,
too
good,
many now. I can't stop
uh,
now.
good Canadian boy there.
Yes, yes. Oh, and this really cool band, Big Wreck. I've been listening to Big
Yes.
Wreck.
Yes.
They're Canadian. Oh, I was
Ian
just listening to them
Thornley.
yesterday.
Ian Thornley has recorded a version of a friend for the end of the world by Chris Cornell from the Euphoria project. It's on
Oh,
an upcoming project called King Ultra Mega. It's all Chris Cornell covers. It is so
oh,
good. You got to check it out
oh!
on Spotify.
I will check it out. I
They've only
will check
released
it
four
out.
singles so far from it, but it just wow.
Mm,
Yeah.
wow. Okay. Exciting.
I'm a music junkie. Well, I shouldn't say a music junkie. My wife calls me a music addict. So yeah.
uh, I feel like my life is just totally revolved around music. So whether it's covers and playing in bands almost every night of the week. Um, sorry, I'm a bit croaky today too because I've just done 6 gigs in a row,
Ooh.
um, and yeah, I've got a bit of a head cold. But it's something that I still love doing. It doesn't matter. It's I live for it.
Now, what would
Yeah.
you say the biggest challenge as a three-piece band is?
Mm, mm. I think I've already mentioned one is bringing to the table something that we all love and desire, and we're all going to tick off. We're like, yep, we'll record that one. Um, the other thing is raising funds to make sure that we want to have our music out there the way that we hear it and that we want to hear it. And the biggest challenge would be getting your music out there for people to hear. So again, we thank you, Bob. It's people like you that are helping us out with, making sure that we're getting our name out there and people get to hear and see us. So yeah.
Absolutely. We got to do our part here in the underground radio business, the internet radio
Yeah.
business to help acts from everywhere get their name out
Yeah.
there, get their music out there because the record companies they're not doing it anymore. They've got a handful of artists that they've decided that they'll work with and that's it. They're not signing
Yeah.
anybody big new anymore and so
Yeah.
as you guys are doing your footwork, we're coming along behind going, "Hey, let me give you a hand."
Yeah, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Like we even notice here in Australia with our festivals, there's a lot of old school bands that are still on the bill. When I say old school, like, you know, um, the bands that were around in 80s and 90s and early
Mhm.
2000s. And so I'm not knocking it. I love it because they're still some of my favorite bands. I still wear their t-shirts, I play their music. Um, but yeah, it'll be great to be able to get on those bills as well. It's a tough slog.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and that's where guys like my buddy Shane Dunn from Rock Is Not Dead Australia is really helping everybody out and putting on those
Yeah,
those great shows
yeah.
and everything like that. But what does the rest of 2026 look like for
Mm,
Shadow Queen? I know we're only just a short time into 26, but give us a hint.
Well, we're just about to release a single that's on the 20th of Feb. It's called Won't Give In. So we're pretty excited about releasing this one. It's our first single going towards an album. So we want to aim at releasing approximately 5 singles this year,
Hmm.
and see if we can release an album at the start of next year. So that's the long term plan. Uh, Again, we've been recording with Ricky Ray at Light Hill Studio, and he produces some fabulous music there, and we're just wrapped with the sound. Um, Looking forward to it. We've been, doing lots of teasers out on social media,
Hmm.
like through our recording process, things about the song. So we're hoping that the 20th of Feb, is sets another new direction for the band because we've already released our 2 albums, and we love everything that we've released. You know how sometimes you think, oh gee, I could have done that a bit differently, but it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. We love all the music that we're proud of it. We're proud of it, and I think we're going to be really really proud of this next album coming up to an album.
Excellent. And now backtracking a little bit, you had mentioned earlier in our chat that you're classically trained as a pianist. How does that play towards your bass playing?
uh, Somehow really really well transferably. So it was great to be able to do on piano like polyrhythms and still sing
Hmm.
along. So I guess with bass, I could still do syncopated rhythms, and um, it's all about listening to others. I think with piano, it was more play by yourself, solo.
Hmm.
And the beautiful thing about playing bass is that I get to play with others and listen to others and slot into the groove. And I see bass as being a really groovy instrument.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it's just that feel, and you can really change a feel too, whether it's
Oh yeah.
a push pull, um, and I love that. Yeah, and I'm blessed to be playing with one of the best drummers. So yeah, yeah,
And that's
very
and that
grateful.
I think a lot of people that aren't musically inclined or radio and I shouldn't say radio. I think a lot of people just don't pay that much attention to how important the rhythm section is to a band. You've got to have that
Yeah,
that that bottom end, that back end, or else
yeah.
everything just tends to fall apart, doesn't it?
Well, it lays down that foundation. If you don't
Hmm.
have that foundation, then everything can fall to pieces. So, yeah, yeah, it really does help. And I love hearing that tightness in a rhythm section, and I guess a lot of the bands that I listen to and that I'm influenced by, I notice that's what I pay attention to.
Hmm.
I guess that foundation of the music. And you know what? If you've got a good song, it translates to acoustic vibe pretty easily too. So it's not just about the rhythm section, but it's when you hear it together as a unit, I think it's really important. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Paul Stanley said back in just around the time they did the MTV Unplugged there that the mark of a good song is how well it translates to being played on an acoustic guitar.
Yes. Yeah. Well, he should know. He's got some anthems there, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But if somebody's never seen Shadow Queen live before, what can they expect?
Mm. Heavy driving rock, three-piece that sounds fuller. Riffing rock with a chick singer that screams a bit.
There you go. There you
But
go.
melodic, still melodic.
So have you had a Spinal Tap moment on stage there?
Oh, geez. Whew. I've fallen over before. The lights have gone out. um, uh, yeah, I remember falling off, and I remember Simon looking around, going, "Why did you stop playing? What did you do?" I'm like, "Well, there's a reason. I'm on my ass." Like, yeah. So things have happened before. Tripping over leads. Oh my god, I
Oh
think
yeah.
I'm probably the clumsiest out of the whole band. Nowadays, it's just wireless. Thank God. Um,
Yeah. Thank God for that. I've
yeah.
emceed some shows and they've handed me the wireless mic and I've said, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna trip.
Yeah. Um, yeah, so I guess we've all had those kind of Spinal Tap moments. Yeah, little stupid things, but no Stonehenge.
No.
But have you seen the new movie? I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it yet. No, no, I'm
Ooh,
kind of hesitant. I've got the
hey,
original on Blu-ray, and it's like, yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, it's like it's a bit like when Star Wars came out, the old school Star Wars to the new school. It's like I don't want to ruin it.
yep, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Oh well.
So, what's that one piece of advice you'd love to pass along to an up and coming band that you wish you had have received when you were in that position?
Yeah, I would say hone in on your skills. Definitely have your passion there. Always follow your passion and try and stick to your guns with your passion. But hone in on your skills and techniques and practice them. And don't just practice them in the bedroom. Practice them out. It doesn't matter whether it's covers or not. I think performing is a skill in itself, and you need to practice the performing. Um, and sing with your soul if you're singing or with your instrument. Yeah,
Awesome. Awesome.
yeah.
Now, before we wrap this up, I like to do a little thing called this or that. It's got nothing to do with music, just some nonsense questions and top of head answers. If you're ready, we'll shoot into
Okay,
that.
I'm ready. Set
All
go.
right. All right. Pizza or burger?
I'm a carnivore. So I would say the pizza toppings if they're meat, and burger if I could just have it without the buns and the veggies and sauces and lots of cheese.
There you go. There you go. Morning person or night owl?
Oh, night,
Summer or winter?
summer for sure.
Sweet treats or spicy snacks?
Ooh, sweet.
Beach or pool?
Ooh, I grew up around a beach, but I don't know. The beach is scary nowadays. So I'll go pool. I'll
Okay.
go pool now.
And the final one, pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Can I substitute it for bacon?
Absolutely. That's a yes. You get honorary Canadian citizenship for that one right there. Bacon is the duct tape of the culinary world.
Yeah, I make my own bacon.
All right, Robbie from the band Shadowqueen, thank you very much for joining us on this edition of Rock Talk. Take a few moments and shamelessly self-promote the band.
Please check out Shadowqueen. One word, no space in between Shadowqueen. Um, we're a three-piece rock band. We hope we rock your world because we love playing this music and we want you to hear it and get inspired. Download.
Awesome. Awesome. Again, Robbie from Shadowqueen, thank you very much for joining us. And don't forget, guys, click that like, share, and subscribe button. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. Follow Shadowqueen on their socials as well. And follow Rock Is Not Dead Australia as well as CGCM Rock Radio. We'll catch you next time with Rock Talk.